business process automation through application software. Now should I start? In this last lecture, please stay calm, please stay quiet. I have this entire chapter to be finished off today itself. I'm quite sure, confident that I'll be able to do it, provided I have your support. You don't talk in between, don't disturb me in between, so that we will be able to complete this particular chapter efficiently. And if time permits, we will be looking at some more additional flowcharts. Okay? We started our journey last Sunday by discussing something called as business. We started with what is business. We learned what is process. We learned what is business process, and we also learned a chapter called as a topic called as business process automation. Now we understand what is this business process automation. Then in subsequent chapters, that is 2 and 3, we learned what is hardware, we learned what is software, and we learned what is application software. And in this last final chapter, we are having a fusion of first, second, third, fourth, everything combined together. In Mumbai, we call it as Bhel, where you mix each and everything. And the 5th chapter ultimately is the combination of whatever you have learned till now, and that is business process automation. How? Through application software. Should we start? Yes. Now we are starting off with the very first one, and that is called as business applications. What is the meaning of the term business application, and what are the classifications of business applications? Now, first and the foremost thing, business applications refers to the functions. What are the various functions included in a business process? Now, business functions starts with raising of capital is a business function. Because until and unless I don't have capital, how am I supposed to start a business activity? And that's why I require what? I require capital, finance. We always say finance is the lifeblood of each and every business. After that, we need to procure some assets. I'm talking about fixed assets. You need to purchase a piece of land, you need to construct the factory, the office, buying of machinery, all these things comes under fixed assets, right? Then we need to procure raw material. If our company is into manufacturing, we need to procure the raw materials, and for that also again we'll be requiring finance. Once the raw material is procured, we can start with the production activity. Okay, so that is one of the activities of business, that is one of the functions of business. What is that? Production. Once the production is done, once the raw materials are converted into finished goods, is it the end of the story? No, we need to distribute these goods. We need to send these goods to the final customer, to the end customer, and this activity is referred to as marketing. We advertise our product, we generate the demand of our product, then we collect the orders, and then we satisfy the orders. All these things comes in marketing. And then sales. Sales is one of the functions. Then whatever we are doing right from the first process to the last process, we need to have proper accounting of those things. That is called as recording of transaction. For that, there is one more function called as accounting function. There's one specific department or a function which takes care of human beings working in the organization. Recruitment of the people, selection of the people, training of the people, placing them at the right job, performance appraisal of the employees, and rewarding them. All these things is nothing but an HR function. Am I right or wrong? There is a separate department, you can say, there is a separate function who takes care of the payment of salaries. That is nothing but payroll. It is a very, very, very important function. And there are many more. I don't want to elaborate on that. Okay, these are nothing but business functions. These are nothing but various applications of businesses. Now, when all these business functions are undertaken with the help of some technology or software, then it is called as a business application. When technology was not present, we were doing all these things with the help of human beings. And we were able to do that. Why? Because the quantum of business was less. Just imagine about a sole trading concern, small business, one-man show, one owner, one manager, one controller. He used to manage everything. And the business size was also so small, na? But right from the sole trading concern, this business started evolving, and today we are at the era of multinational and transnational organizations who are huge in size. Their business operations are very, 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 very vast. They are spread over the entire world. Just imagine about the transactions that they would be generating every day. I'm not talking about the entire year. I'm talking about every day. Lakhs and lakhs of transactions are generated. And that has to be taken care of. So you require some exceptional power to do that. And obviously, that is not available with human beings. And so we require the support of technology. And that technology is nothing but what? Computers. That's nothing but the use of computers. So when all these business functions are performed, obviously by human beings, but with the help of computers, it is called as business application. So in short, it's a software to perform business functions. It enhances the productivity of the organization. Now, when the business is small, a person can handle it on his own. But when the business goes on increasing, a person cannot handle it. Okay, if suppose anyone says to me that, Mr. Amol, this is the record of 100 students, you are supposed to find total and average, you have 8 hours of working time. Can you do that? I said, yes sir, I can do that. Please do it. And I am able to do it. But when the same person says, there is a record of 10,000 students, calculate total and average, you have the same working time, I won't be able to do it. It's not about the time I am saying. But when I do the same thing again and again, it becomes so monotonous. Okay, I'm fed up. Then I start seeing numbers now. I'm having a very different sensation. Okay, and that is very worrying. Okay, I might feel like feeling drowsy, seeing all these numbers. How many times I'll do that, man? So the productivity starts going down. A simple rule of economics is applied over here. Law of diminishing marginal utility. But computers don't suffer from such problems. And with the help of computers, I will be able to increase the productivity of labor, of machine, of the entire organization. And the most important thing is the accuracy of the business function will stay. It won't deteriorate. Okay, suppose I ask you a table of 12. Anyone can say 12, 12, 24. First time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, seventh time. You are fed up now. Okay, you are fed up with these tables. Now 2, now 13th table, now 14th, now 15th table, now 5th table. After 8, 9 hours, 12, 12, 12, 30, 24. You can't then take it. But computers don't fall sick. Computers are not tired. There is no lack of concentration. Human beings do have lack of concentration. That is called as lack of concentration. Can't help. Natural human tendency. But if a computer is working and if you keep a pink color monitor besides it, the computer won't turn. It is not suffering from human traits. It is not having any problems which a human being is suffering, and that's why the accuracy of the computers will stay. It will never go down, and that's the advantage of using computers. I will be having, or I will be performing the business functions accurately for the first time, for the 10th time, for the 1000th time, and also for the lakhth time. It won't go down, and the productivity is enhanced. It doesn't deteriorate. Now, the one more important thing is the people who are working in the organization, they need not be tech savvy. I mean to say, they need not be experts with computers. And we are asking them to work with computer. First and the foremost thing, they'll be fed up with this. You will have to take training. Okay, they'll take training. But if that particular technology is very much complicated, if it is very difficult to handle, you will give it up. Hey, I cannot do this. Sorry boss, I cannot do this. This is very much frustrating. I tried my level best, but I'm not able to accept it. So I won't do this. People will refrain from adopting technology. The technology, you can make it a very complex one. But the interaction with the user should be very simple. I'll give you one example, you will understand. You must have seen a car. Even though you have not driven a car, but you must have seen a car. First of all, it is complex. It is complicated. Or you may say it is difficult. You need to have proper coordination between clutch, accelerator and gear. Both legs, one hand should be coordinating properly and one hand on the steering wheel. It is complicated. Press the clutch, first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. Many cars are having 5 gears, fifth gear and reverse. All these things are there. Now, if I explain all these things, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, why they are there? Now the person who is learning or person who is okay with driving will be looking at the gear. First gear, second gear. I see there. You are driving. Don't lose control on the steering wheel. And what will I do? Will I look at the leg? Will I look at the gear? Will I look there? Will I look at the steering wheel? It is so complicated. And now we are coming with more complex technology. 5th gear, 6th gear, top speed, 5 speed, etc., etc., etc. More complex, 6th gear. Oh my God. But if I go for automatic transmission, put it on automatic transmission, keep your head aside, just to see the road, accelerator and brake, that's it. If you want to stop, brake. If you want to speed up, accelerator. Don't think about gears. So easy. The technology is becoming complex, okay, but the interaction with the user is becoming simpler, and that is what we want. We don't mind you bringing in the latest technology, complex, complicated technology. We don't mind. But the interaction with the technology should be simpler. So the technology creation or use of technology, it is the work of the experts. It is the work of experts. But who are going to use it? Layman. And tomorrow you are well qualified as chartered accountant. But tomorrow if I ask you about IT technology, you are a layman. You are learning this, that is fine. Okay, but you won't be using all these things. So what you want? A simple interface. I should be able to use the technology. And for that, the interface should be simple. Interface is a point where technology and people meet. So that should be very, very simple. And for that, business applications should see to it that they are having a very simple, easy to understand user interface. And what could be better than a graphical user interface? What could be better than graphical user interface? Easy to use. What you see is what you get. All the icons are there on the screen. Click it to get it. Getting it? Click, folder opens. Click, file executes. You need not remember the command for opening a folder, copying a file, executing a file. Need not do all these things. Everything will be automatic. That's called as a graphical user interface, or the importance of graphical user interface. Then we have how we can develop this software. One is called as in-house development. In-house development means we will be calling some expert. We will hire his services. We will explain him. See, whatever you are seeing over here, it is a normal business process which is done manually. We want you to automate this. We want you to convert it into a computerized system. Whatever help you require from us, we are ready to give. Okay. Then that person, obviously that particular expert will spend maybe 1 month in just studying the existing process. How people are working. What is exact work required to be done. how that has been executed manually, how the data is generated, where the data is stored, who requires what type of data, who generates the output, what is the type of output, who is using this output. Actually speaking, in simple terms, he is doing homework. He may spend 1 month, and for that he may ask n number of questions to other people. Hey, how exactly you work? What exactly you do? He may ask n number of questions. He may prepare a questionnaire if he wants. He can have a face-to-face communication. He can have an interview. Any sort of thing is possible. And then he understands, yes, now I have understood what the problem is. A problem understood is a problem half solved. Then he will use his computing skills, his programming skills, and then he'll start coding. One department at a time, he is converting it into a computerized one. And one fine day, everything he'll integrate, and then inauguration day, everything will be inaugurated. He will show how the things are done. Now the training, because he won't stay there and do everything, na? All the employees who are working in that specific department, they will be trained, what is your work. Now, how your work will be done by this computer and what you are supposed to do with this computer, training will be given. And that's how a software is being developed in-house, inside the organization, which will be exclusively used by the organization. Such type of development of software is called as in-house development. Take my words for granted, doing this is very costly. On the other hand, you can have a software directly purchase it from the market, directly. Now this is done by small organizations. There is one accounting company. Why you need to buy accounting software? Why you need to develop accounting software? Tally, 6,000, 7,000 rupees, you'll be able to buy it. Oh, why to develop a software? It is available ready-made. So use it ready-made, and that type of software is called as purchase software. So this particular application software can be developed in-house or it could be purchased directly from the market. Business applications can be of any quantum, can be of any type. It could be heavily processing programs. So obviously it has to be installed on the server. There could be such softwares which are just having an interaction between the user and the system. Then such type of softwares will be installed on the client, on the terminal, on the workstation, in simple terms on the desktop. Okay, so it depends what type of application you are producing, what type of application you are creating. A complex, fully processing type of application, install it on the server. That only will give you the good results. And just it is interacting with you. It is just taking data from you. So why to install on server? Install it on client. So softwares can be server installed or it could be client installed. So all in all, I would like to say that business application is nothing but fully computerization of all the business activities. Now are you understanding the core meaning of the term business application? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Now let's try to understand its classification. What are the different types of business application? Now based on nature of processing, we have the first one, online. Online application or online processing is that processing which will be processed immediately. Immediate processing. You give the request, immediately your data will be processed. Immediately your request will be processed. That is called as online processing. Next one is called as real-time processing. Real-time processing is that processing where the request will be processed immediately. Then what is the difference? Then what is the difference between online and real-time? I'll tell you what is the difference. You go in bank for withdrawal or in an ATM center for withdrawal. You know that my account balance is 10,000. Normally people should know that what is their account balance. Okay. If it is more, fine. Okay. But if it is less and you are planning something with that less balance, you will end up in trouble. Huh? So you should know your balance. So everyone normally knows that what is my balance. Suppose there is a balance of 10,000. Okay. You go there, you give the command on that ATM machine, 5,000 rupees withdrawal. You know na, that I'll be able to withdraw 5,000. Take the money and that matter is over there. On the other hand, you are going for what? Railway reservation. Okay, and you have curiosity, you are a bit tense that whether I'll get reservation or not, and then you forward the request. Is it necessary that you go there and you will be getting the reservation? You might get, you might not get. So actually, this particular online processing is having a query. There, reservation is there. That particular date, that particular train, that particular class, do you have the reservation? When he says yes, then only this particular transaction will be processed. And that is the difference between online and real time. In real time, some questions are required to be answered, then only the transaction will take place. And online, you send the request, it will be processed, guaranteed. Understanding? The online and real time. And last one is called as batch processing. Here, the request will not be processed immediately. No immediate processing will be done. Example, your CPT papers, answer sheets. Are they processed immediately? Okay, they are on computers, you type, and when you say submit, immediately you get the result. So you go for a CPT exams, and when you come back with your results. Mama, I passed, Dada, I failed. It is not so. You give your exams, and then you come back, and then you sit before God. Now, all these papers, that darkened circles, they all will be processed in batches. First batch, second lot, third lot, fourth lot, and so on, zone wise, area wise, roll number wise, registration number wise, whatever, I don't know, but it is processed in batches. And one fine day will be announced as result day. And all the processing results will be out only one fine day. So here, the data is processed in terms of batches. And that type of processing is called as batch processing. Understanding? Okay, next one is called as the source of application. How that application was developed. Either it has to be self-developed, which I just now discussed with you in-house, or it could be outright purchased. Go in the market, find the proper vendor, buy the software, and next day onwards, your company is running on a computerized system. That vendor might take one day. At least one day, or you can say at the most one day, and your system is converted from a manual system to a computerized one in one fine day. That is called as outright purchase. Now you are confused. Should I convert my company into a computerized one? You are confused. So if you, now you don't know whether this is really required to be done or not. Will it give me the benefits? Will I achieve the benefits? Or it will be just waste? So why to spend this huge money in buying or in development? You rent it, okay? You lease it. You are taking a software on lease for 3 months. You will use that software. And after 3 months, the software automatically destroys itself. Or the person will come and he will remove the software. Now you have an idea. After using that particular product, you can tell now whether this product, whatever I have used, will be giving me the right output. Software will always give you the right output. That's why it is sold. But is it essential for me? Or is it giving me the required benefits? Will I be able to cut down my cost? All such questions can be answered. And then you can take a decision whether to buy or not to buy. Sorry, whether to have or not to have. And if you want to have, you can decide whether to develop or to buy. That type of software is called as a leased software or leased business application. Then again, we have different types of business application based on who are using it. Large scale organization. These organizations normally get their software developed by themselves because they are having a wide variety of transactions. All these things are required to be integrated with each other. A normal software or a ready-made software won't be able to handle this big applications or big processes. So big companies, they always get their software done, or they get it prepared, or they get it prepared by in-house development. They will be hiring a company's services directly. One individual person cannot do it. Okay? And if it is a small company, there is no way that you will be what? Developing it. It will be very costly. Simple, buy it from the market. Anyways, you are a very general business, which is known by everyone. So converting into computerized one won't be very difficult. That's called as what? Small scale organization. And the functions covered by the business, various business functions. We have accounting, accounting functions. Okay, purchase entry, sales entry, receipts entry, payment entry, all these are accounting functions. Then we have office management, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, presentations, all graphs, all these things. CRM, we discussed it yesterday, CRM in detail. So, customer relationship management, and I gave you a very, very boring explanation, a long explanation having 10 phases. That was ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. Understanding? Okay, so that was nothing but the very first question, and it is called as business applications. So what is business applications and what is the classification of business application? And here is your okay, stay calm. We are now moving to the next question, and that is, what are the various business applications? Let's try to understand what are the various business applications. And please do not write this part. Don't write this part. Okay? Okay, let me first finish teaching. Various business applications. Number one in this is called as the accounting application. You are the best person who understand accounts. You can do accounts better than me. No doubt about it. You can, I am confident about it. But what a accounting software can do for you. I am elaborating on a very popular accounting system, accounting software called as Tally. In accounting software called as Tally, whatever client comes to you, he is treated as a company. Company means it is not the joint stock company. A normal person selling biscuits can also be a client, and he will be also called as company. Okay, a company can be created, company can be deleted, a company could be altered, a company is selected, a company is shuttered. You can take the backup of the company, you can restore the data from the backup. That's the main menu I am talking about, gateway of Tally. Then you can create ledgers, single ledger creation, multiple ledger creation, and before creating a ledger, you need to have the sound knowledge of different groups. 28 groups are available in Tally. 28 groups. Your ledger has to fit in one of that groups. Once you have created the ledgers, okay, then you can pass different types of voucher entries. There are many, but I will be telling you only about first 5, which is very important. Purchase entry, sales entry, receipt entry, payment entry, and contra entry. So these are the 5 main entries. Then after that, the most important thing is whatever you are doing, it is related with the goods. So you will be creating type of the goods. Okay, that is called as item creation. And how that item will be evaluated, so units of measure. So units of measure will be created, item will be created. If you are dealing in multiple items, item group will be created. And then you can pass subsequent entries. Then we are having the concept of go downs, we are having the concept of different cost centers, you can create various budgets, all these things can be done. Now you can also go for complicated purchase and sales processes, that is called as purchase order processing, sales order processing. You can have your manufacturing process, then you can have various security systems in Tally. You can have a inbuilt payroll management system in Tally. Then you can go for service tax calculations. Any type of tax can be calculated, sales tax, service tax, all these calculation, VAT, TDS, everything can be done in Tally. You have security systems like you are creating the logins for different data entry operators, you are creating the logins for the owners, you are creating the login for the system administrator. You can finalize the accounts, that is called as directly creation of final accounts. Click on one button, balance sheet is ready. Click on one button, profit and loss account and that trading account is ready. Understanding or not, trial balance is ready. You need not do anything, and that is nothing but what a accounting application can do for you. Understanding? Moving to the next one is called as office management software. When I teach this particular point, I feel that I am talking with the school going kids. How to draft a letter. Letter drafting, memo drafting, okay, request letter, termination letter, appointment letter, promotion letter, demotion letter, all these things. It is drafted in Word. It is drafted in Word. That is a office management software. Then you need to maintain the data in tabular format. Sales, you maintain it so that you can develop a chart, you can develop a pivot table. N number of things are applicable with Excel, you can do that. In offices, you are required to give presentations. Gone are those days of board and pen and marker. Today we are using what? PowerPoint. If any small thing is required to be done, still PowerPoint. 2 slides, but PowerPoint. Okay, and then you have softwares like MS Outlook, which will take care of your mails properly, segregate your mails, set up the priority. All these things can be done with MS Outlook. If you want to maintain the records, the data in the form of records, an inbuilt database management system is there, and that is called as MS Access, and that is coming under office management software. Then we have something called as compliance application. Gone are those days when a chartered accountant is required to go to income tax office, sales tax office, service tax office and file the papers over here. Now everything is done online. That means you have a software ready which will put all your data in a right manner, and online it will be sent to the authorities. So you need to follow certain rules and regulations which are given by that particular law. Income Tax Act 1961, you have to follow the rules and regulations. If you are doing the accounting of a company, you need to follow the rules and regulations given in Indian Companies Act of 1956 with n number of amendments. Don't you think you need to follow all these things? You need to comply with the standards set by the law. You need to comply by the rules and regulations which are set by the law. And many times you require certification from ISO, and then in a grand style you write ISO certified. If it's a manufacturing company, you need to get the certification from GMP. So for that, you need to comply with certain standards. And for that, you have something called as compliance application, which will be interacting with the government agencies, or it will be interacting with this certification authorities. Directly you can communicate with them. No need to go over there and have a face-to-face communication with them. Then after that, we have the next type of software, and that is called as consumer relationship management software. Yesterday I had explained you in detail how I can increase my business with the help of software. Such type of softwares will come under CRM. Now FMCG are those goods which are constantly moving. Okay. Yes, fast moving consumer goods. Sabun, toothpaste, shampoo, cosmetics, all these comes under fast moving consumer goods. And I need to take the preferences of my customers. I'll conduct a survey. What do you expect from your washing powder? What you do need? This question should be asked. You should not answer this. Are you a laundryman that you have expectations from a washing powder? No. You will answer the question. You will answer this question in n number of ways. Someone will say, I need to have brightness in my clothes. The color should not fade. It should be very, very kind, mild on the hands, etc., etc., etc. Are all this data? You want me to skip this topic? Then please keep quiet. All this data is required to be collected from them. Proper survey is required to be done. What are the expectations of the consumer? The price band, that is the most important factor today. Everyone is price conscious. If a poor person is price conscious, if a person from a middle class family is price conscious, I can understand. But a high class family also is today price conscious. So that is the impact of price. So I need to think about all these things. So if I start thinking with using my own brain, it will be a mess. So I need a proper system, I need a proper software, and that is called as CRM software, which will inquire about the expectations of the people. And once the product is been delivered, I'll take the feedback or response. How was that product? And there was this problem. Okay, now I should see to it that I'll solve that particular problem. Okay, constant innovation is required to be done. If I'm getting a favorable response, I should not stop over there. If I stop over there, that is the final stage of my business. Constant innovation, trying to achieve perfection, believing perfection can never be achieved. After that, we have discussed in the last lecture itself, management support software, where we discussed about the decision support system, management information system, and a specialized type of management information system was called as executive information system. I'll not talk anything about this. And I don't want to bore you by again talking about ERP software. You understand it very well. I've explained all these things in detail in the last lecture. Now this is very important. Product development life cycle management software. Now what is this? When I'm thinking of launching a product in market, it's not like the old days, a seller oriented market. A seller will produce what he wants to and he will keep it in the market. But gone are those days now. First you need to conduct a survey. You need to collect the information. What is really required by the market, I'll produce that and not that which I can produce. Are you understanding what I said? I will give those things which the customer is requiring and not those things which I can give. Okay, that's the difference of the market today. So I need to first know what are their expectations. Okay, I'll collect all these expectations. I'll develop a particular product. I'll test market it, okay, and if I get a favorable reply, then and then only I'll be producing on a large scale. What will be its impact on my company? What will be its impact in the market? What will be its impact on the competitors? When Honda Active came in the market, it was a big hit, big hit. Honda Activa is the largest selling power scooters in India. Power scooters I'm talking about. I'm not comparing it with other bikes. Maruti is the largest seller of cars in India. So every product that they are developing, okay, they are thinking about its impact in the market, on the company, on the competitors, and on the consumers. All these things comes under product lifecycle management software. The next is called as logistics management software. Logistics management is very, very important. In Tamil Nadu, you are eating apples. You don't eat? You eat. You go to the tip of the Tamil Nadu till the end. Okay, Kanyakumari also. There also people eat apple. But nowhere in this part of the world apples are produced. Not even in the mid part, not even in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, no, directly extreme North India, Himachal Pradesh. Now right from Himachal Pradesh till the tip of India, Kanyakumari, the apples are traveling. Don't you think as a businessman I'll be worried? I want to track my vehicles. I want to know where the apples have reached. I have given some commitment. I want to know whether that commitment will be honored or not. And for that, we have logistics management softwares to track the vehicles, to track till where the raw materials have reached, to track till where the finished goods have reached. This will help you in honoring commitments. If I'm not able to honor a commitment, at least I should give a 4-day, 5-day, whatever intimation. Sorry, sir, I won't be able to deliver the products on time. I need 2 days more. So at least you could make some adjustments. Here he's waiting, he's waiting. And then we are saying, after the delivery time, we are saying, when he calls, where is the goods? No, sir, we will be delivering only after 2 days. Hey, inform me, na? Inform. All these things I can track properly, I can plan properly when I have the logistics management software. And the last one is called as industry specific application. Banking, all banks are doing the same thing, na? So that is industry related. When you go and book a ticket in a cinema house, in a theater, all theaters have the same mechanism. You can computerize that. You can have an industry specific application. Airline reservation, railway reservation, again bus reservation, again the same thing is done by them. Departmental store software, same thing is done. These are called as what? Industry specific applications. Are you getting what I'm saying? These are the different types of various business applications.
Finished?
Finished. We are now starting with question number 3, and that is, what are the various stages in the process of implementing business process automation? In short, the stages of business process automation. How a particular business process can be automated. We are starting off with this first step, and that is by answering a question, okay, why are we implementing business process automation? Why is this business automation required? First, there should be some need. Then and then only we will complete that need. If there is no need, why to change? If there is no need, why to change? But there has to be some need. And we are trying to understand, okay, whether really it is required to go for business process automation. And for that, you need to answer certain questions like, is it the manual process very costly? Many a times what happens is the business process or the transactions become so high or so more in quantity that people are not able to do it. So we require more people. And more number of people means I have to pay them very heavily. I am paying extra salary. My money is going out. So is the manual process becoming very costly? If yes, then I have a purpose of going for BPA. Then poor data management. That is also because of lack of people. My company is doing excellent sales, but the story is not over. I need to get money from them. Bills receivable should be converted into funds. That is very important. And if that is not happening, then what is the use of sales? So poor data management. If that is the reason, if that is the cause, or if that is the thing, I have a reason to go for BPA. Many a times when the audit is going on, my staff is not able to find the documents. The auditor will thrash like anything. Okay, a case is being filed. My company is fighting a case. The date is very nearby, tomorrow's date, and my staff is not able to find the documents. That means the document arrangement or filing of the document is not done properly. Again, there is a need of changing your process. My employees are not trained. Everyone is doing the process as the way he likes. There has to be some standardization. There is no standardization. Nothing is standardized. One is following the single entry system. One is following the double entry system. One is just noting down what is happening. And when we are required to reconcile, when we are required to consolidate, no one is able to understand how this can be reconciled. Again, I don't have the data. That is called as no training to the employees. And customer service, worst. If some customer is coming and asking something, wait. That is the first answer I give, wait. Anyone coming, no one's query is immediately answered. There is only one answer, wait. The customers will get frustrated and no one will ever join me again. Understanding? You go to Vodafone Gallery, they'll consume time, but every time they will say, happy to help, happy to help. I know how much you are happy to help me. Quick service should be given. Just try and file a complaint with BSNL or VSNL. Oh my God, that's a big process. But if the same you do with some private companies, you are able to do it fast. That means they are having a good customer service. If I'm not able to give proper customer service, it's a poor customer service, then it is the time to change. And that is nothing but something called as what? Why we need to implement business process automation. I have said several times that when I'm teaching, you don't write. Okay. Next thing is understanding the rules and regulations to comply with. See, whenever we are doing it manually, obviously we have to do it according to the rules and regulations. But when we are creating a software, is my software Is my software going to follow all the rules and regulations? Yes, it has to follow. So first, you need to understand what are the rules and regulations you are supposed to follow. The rules given by the law. Okay, the standards set by the law. One needs to understand that properly. When you are filing someone's tax return, it has to be in a prescribed format. A, income from salary. B, income from house property. C, income from other sources. You cannot say income from other sources first, and then at last you will say there is some salary also, though I have just added it. Postscript, as you write in letter, na? Like that. It won't be accepted. So, before developing a software or before automizing the system, you need to understand what are the various rules and regulations we are supposed to follow. Technically, it is called as compliance with the law, compliance with the certifying authorities. Once that is done, then you need to understand what are those documents that we need to process or that we need to automate it. Understanding the documents. So first of all, what documents are required to be automated? What documents you will take into consideration? Then from where the documents are originating, that is called as the source of documents. How the document originate, whether it is a manual one, a normal bill, or whether it is a computer-raised bill. If it is a computer-raised bill, then obviously I'll be having a soft copy of it. How exactly it is generated? If I am selling something, I generate the document. And if I'm buying something, I am supposed to get the document. Okay, so these things we understand in the source of document. Then, what is the format of document? Is it a manual one, in a paper format, in a physical form? Or whether it is in, by default, it is in an electronic form. So if it is in electronic form, my work is reduced. If it is in physical form, I need to add one more process of punching of information. So I can do that. Then the most important, people are always important. Who are those people who are involved in documentation? Because documentation is very important. If the documentation itself is wrong, whatever data that I'll get after generating by the system, it will be wrong. And if the input is wrong, how can the output be right? Okay, so who are the people involved? I need to train them properly. They will be on my priority list. These are those people who are involved in generating the document or punching the document or punching the data inside the computer. So I need to finalize those people. And the last is flowchart drawing. Flowchart drawing means I will analyze what I'm supposed to do. Documents coming in, files to be opened, process to be done, data to be stored, output to be generated, who will be taking that output, entire flowchart will be drawn. So I said, every time I'm saying this flowchart, 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 so flowchart drawing becomes necessary for you. That is called as drawing of a flowchart, creation of a flowchart. After that, we need to define what goals are to be achieved. First, you should know what you want to achieve. Then only you can start achieving it. You don't know what it is, then how will you achieve that? So it is said by management experts, your goals should be smart. Your goals should be smart. It means it should be specific. It should be clear what you want to achieve. I want to be a successful person. Understood. But is it specific? Is it, what exactly you want to do? I want to be successful. But what successful means? I want to be a chartered accountant. Now this is something called as specific. That is nothing but successful. So in the same way, when the company is saying, I want to be successful, that means it wants to increase the profit, it wants to increase the production, it wants to have advanced, enhanced goodwill. What exactly you want to achieve? That is nothing but it should be specific. Your goals should be measurable. Your goals should be measurable. I want to increase the profit. Okay, but how much? The profit should increase by 20%. Understood. The production should increase by 50%. Understood. The sales should go up 25%. Understood. The cost should come down at least 10%. Understood. Measurable. When you go in gym, first you take all the measurements. and then you finalize ki what is the achievement. Okay, go in the gym, kamar is kamra, it is full 42. Now I want to reduce it to 30 to 30. That is what? Measurable. Understanding? Then your goals should be attainable. It should be realistic. It should be realistic. I'll give you your own example only. I want to come first all over India, first rank all over India in IPCC. Dreaming about this is very fine. But actually setting this goal, you ask a question to yourself. There might be few in this class, but only few. Everyone, let's be realistic. I am not discouraging you, but let's be realistic. If I say, I want to purchase a grand Bentley, it is not possible. It is not just possible. A Bentley will cost me 3 crores. Bentley will cost me 3 crores. I'll have to sell everything to buy one car. And what will I do with that car? Stay in that car only? It is not, having a dream, I want Bentley, that is fine. But let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Understanding what exactly is this attainable? Your goals should be realistic. You have entered in the market and you are saying, I want to be number 1 in the market. Others are fools. How can you directly enter and be number 1? And let's be realistic. I want to survive the competition. That's right. I want to survive the competition. Then I want to have a higher market share. That is understandable. That is called as attainable. Next is called as relevant. Next is I want to be relevant. The goals should be relevant. I want to teach advanced accountancy for CA final. Just imagine what will I do over there. Can I dream about this? It is just impossible. Just impossible. It is just impossible. It should be relevant. It should be relevant. You want to have a nice built body, but if you are thinking about Mr. Universe, it is not possible. It is not just possible. Okay? You can have a well-shaped body, that is fine, but dreaming about, that's nothing but relevant. Hey, what is your aim? To be a chartered accountant. You are spending almost 6 to 7 hours in studying in college and classes. How you can think about that different end? You can't. Okay? It should be relevant. It should be relevant. Many students ask me many questions. I am teaching information technology. Accepted. But ask some relevant questions, na? Ask some relevant question. There are many students who will be asking me, sir, how exactly analog signals are created? What will you do with this? Is it a part of your syllabus? No. Acha, and these questions are so difficult to understand that engineers have to think about it. Okay, and you don't also know E about engineering, and you're asking such questions. That is of course irrelevant. It is of course irrelevant. It's not relevant at all. So your goals should be relevant. And it should be time bound. You want to become a CA? What is the general time that a student from CPT becomes into CA final? 5 years? 4 years? Okay, let's have some extension. Let's keep some provision. 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, understandable. Okay, one fine day, one fine day, one person and his child both are attempting IPCC. It goes on and on and on. There has to be some time bound now. Understood that you are dedicated, but there is some time limit. Graduation. You have passed your SY BCom. Now 1 year and you will be called as graduate. But for that, after SYBCom, it should not be your 5-year plan. It should be just 1 year plan. Maximum, Bhagwan na kare. Naseeb kharab hai, 2 saal, chal theek hai. But 5 years? For passing the syllabus of 1 year, that is nothing but it's not time bound. So your goals should be smart. It should be specific. It should be and superb. Please. Then, this particular process of business process automation, okay, or application requires the support illa. Only an IT expert can do it. So obviously you won't be doing it. So it's your duty to appoint a process consultant, business process consultant, and explain him what is the objective. Why you are being appointed. You should tell him, na? Whenever you are calling someone, you should tell him why you are being called. You need to analyze, is that particular consultant having the experience of doing all these things? If he is a first timer, you'll have to think twice. I am not saying that first timers don't do it, but it's a risk. It is a risk. And can he solve the critical problems? These are such questions which are lingering in our mind. Okay, and all such questions should be answered properly. Then after that, objective of appointing consultant, then shut it off na. Then the next one is the last thing about the process consultant is, can he recommend the right solution? Can he implement that solution? Okay, all such questions will be answered in this particular phase. Then, calculating the return on investments of the project. See, this is a project for us. Converting a system is a project. So one needs to contact the process owners, because process owners are those people who understands the process very well. So when you contact them, they are in a very good position to explain how the process works. So you are supposed to consult them. And this particular project requires finance. Any new creative activity requires money first. So you are supposed to take the approval of the top management or of the senior management. You will then calculate, cost benefit analysis is been done before doing a thing. Whether I can earn from this project or whether my objectives will be achieved from this particular project. Then only we will go ahead. So if everything is okay, then we will start something called as developing the business process application. Business process application will start with the development over here. Okay, then we have to consult. The consultant will be doing all this development work, and we need to meet our objectives. When these two things are fulfilled, we can say that the process has started. But it is not yet finished. It is not yet finished till the testing is done. The testing is required. When testing only, you will come to know whether there is any problem. When you drive, then only you will come to know whether there is any problem in driving. When a computer is working, then only you will come to know whether there is any problem in that particular computer. Okay, that is called as remove all the problems only after testing. While testing, you can see whether there is any scope for improvement. Okay, and the most important thing, the consultant will never stay with you forever. He will develop it, he will leave. But when he leaves, what about the system? Okay, so you are supposed to get the documentation right. Documentation means what is the programs that he have written, what is the logic he has applied, the flow chart of it, from where the data was collected, where the data is stored, to whom the data is presented. All such type of small things about the project has to be documented. And before he leaves, he's asked to train the people. Now a new system will be working, so you need to have the knowledge. One needs to have the knowledge about the system, how to work with the system. And once the training is done, once every employee is satisfied or he is convinced with the working, then the work of business process automation is been completed. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different steps in process of implementing business process automation. we are starting with a new topic. Applications for automating business process. Which are the various applications? Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Please be calm. Please be quiet. That's better. First part, I won't discuss Tally. I've done it in detail. Next is SAP R3. It could be release 3. Okay. Now SAP is that technology which is used only and only by large scale organizations because it is very costly and a small scale enterprise, small scale organizations cannot afford to have it. Now it has got various modules. I have discussed this concept of modules with you. On the same way, it has got n number of modules like time management. How much time is consumed by a process, how much time is consumed by a person to complete that process so that you can understand the efficiency of a specific worker. Then after that, time management for different processes of different departments. That is done in time management. We have budget monitoring. A company has budget for almost everything. Budget for capital, budget for cost of raising capital, budget for expenses, budget for salaries, budget for canteen, budget for outside visits. For everything the company is having a budget. Now whether every figure is fitting in that budget, I mean to say whether we are following the budget, are we overshooting or do we have something in hand, all such type of analysis will be done by SAP. Sales management, your sales will be taken all over India maybe. So you need not have only one team, it will be divided into zones, into areas, then into individuals, and then we will manage the data, then we will consolidate the data, that is sales management. Something called as leave management. It's connected with the employees of the organization. Every employee is entitled with some leave. Okay, so how much leave he is taking? When he is taking the leave, other person should take his particular position. Okay, there cannot be a vacancy in the organization. I mean to say, there cannot be a vacuum in the organization. The work is stopping because one person is taking leave. Such things shouldn't happen. Then travel management. Every company entitles the employees with LTA, leave travel allowance. His visit will be paid. Now each and every expense won't be paid. Some funds will be allocated to him. Now you use it while traveling, or you underachieve it, you overachieve it, it's your lookout. But you will be given only this much funds. That is called as leave travel allowance type of a thing. Recruitment management. It is all about collecting the data about the various candidates. Preserving that data is very important. Depending upon that, assessment will be done. People will be interviewed. Training will be given. All such things comes under recruitment management. I need not speak a thing about MS Office application. Everyone knows it. Then we have the attendance system. Now in attendance system, we will be having attendance tracking. That means whether the person is coming on time, whether he is leaving on time. Now time constraint is only for the workers, because that workers are paid according to the time. You work for 8 hours, you get this much. Okay, if you come late, some late marks will be allowed. If you exceed, your 1 day's salary is gone or half day's salary is gone. You are allowed this many leaves. If you take this many leaves, it is fine. If you overshoot it, then again you will be losing your salary. All such type of things is called as attendance tracking. And a report is required to be generated because salaries is always a very heavy amount which is to be paid every month by the company. So report of the salary goes to the top level management. So this particular system of SAP will be undertaking the attendance tracking and report generation. Holiday pay settings. Okay, some are having a paid leaves. That means they have a leave, but still they will be paid. That is called as holiday pay. Employee scheduling and rounding. Schedules are required to be established. Some people works in shift. Okay, so the shifts should be finalized. You will be coming in what shift, you will be coming in what, that proper planning should be done. If 2 employees come for the same shift, it is a waste. And if no employees turn for a particular shift, again it is a waste, because production will not be completed on time. And rounding is very important. Suppose I am asking Satya tomorrow you are coming for the third shift. He says, fine, okay. And then I say, day after tomorrow you will be coming for first shift. It is so absurd. Because when he starts this third shift, it ends when the next day's first shift join. So he'll be working for third shift, he'll be very sleepy, and then he will again start with the first shift. That is not done. I cannot even call him for the second shift, because after he finishes off the first shift, he'll go home, he'll take at least 1 or 2 hours to go home, then he'll go home, and then again just by sleeping for 3 hours he'll come back. No. So if I'm asking him a third shift, the next day I can give at the earliest third shift. If I want to give you some another shift, I should give 1 day off in between. And that won't be called as off. That is not a leave. That's the time in between. And then I can call him for the first shift or the second shift, whatever. That is called as rounding. So employee scheduling and rounding. And overtime settings, if you are working for overtime, you are supposed, I'm supposed to pay you at a different rate, double the rate that I'm paying you if you're working for overtime. So all such overtime settings, all such type of settings, calculations, reporting will be done by the attendance system. Then next one is called as the vehicle tracking system. I told you, your goods are traveling a very long distance. You need to locate where your vehicle is. That's the location. GPRS technology will be used. You need to check the temperature. Amul, the taste of India. Amul is a manufacturer of milk product ice creams. It is very, very famous, and it is having its production in Gujarat in a place called as Anand. And basically Amul is not a name. It's a abbreviation. It stands for Anand Milk Union Limited. That's why it is Amul. Now when it is sending the ice cream, will it send the ice cream at a room temperature? Take the ice cream, keep it in the refrigerator, and when it is cold, then you can eat it. Arey, the taste will not be there. The form will be different. You can't do that. Understanding? So you need to check the temperature. Everything I can do it sitting in my office with a vehicle tracking system. I'll get all the notifications about my vehicle through SMS or maybe through email. That is called as the vehicle tracking system. Then automated toll collection system. Yesterday I said about this toll collection. India is planning a golden quadrilateral between its metropolis cities, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai, back to Delhi. That's the golden quadrilateral they are talking about. Okay, if this project is successful, there will be a lot of tolls. Okay, so you are driving at a very heavy speed, high speed, and then you are waiting in a queue for paying the toll. Such an absurd idea it is. There has to be manless toll system. For that, you'll be having prepaid cards. You just wave that card. You need not stop also. You need not lower down the speed also. You just wave the card at that particular toll center and the toll will be paid. That is nothing but automated toll collection system. Departmental store system. I said about this. Now when these girls go for shopping, there is a huge big basket which is full. And if a person is asked to calculate everything, pick up item, write the name, write the rate, write the quantity, then multiply it and then do the total, it will be very heavy. It will be very heavy on him. And afterwards, when he does the same thing again and again and again and again and again, he'll commit mistakes. But we don't have such things. What we have, yes, barcode reader. Just put the word, tick, tick, and then press one button, entire bill will come out. Simple or not? That is nothing but what? Your billing process. And inventory management I have already discussed. When you are passing the data through the barcode reader, when the quantity has been sold out, the quantity gets down gradually up to the reorder level. Once the reorder level is reached, automatically an order will be generated, goods will be coming in, and this cycle goes on and on and on and on and on. And that's nothing but your department store system. Then travel management system, booking a ticket, flight, hotel, and all those things come under travel management system. And then we have the educational institute management system. One part of this is student enrollment system. But once the student passes out, still his record will be maintained, and these records will be passed to different organizations so that they can go through it and then they can select, then they can call the person directly for the interview. So we are also exposing you to the outer world so that you can get some opportunities. All these things come under educational institute management system. And last but not least is called as the file management system. A Windows Explorer is a file management system. But that is about the computers in the file. But there has to be a file management system which will take care of the files which the business process is generating. Okay, so these are all the business facts and figures, maybe your data, and that has to be properly tracked. That is called as the file management systems. So these are nothing but the applications of automating business process. Should I skip this part of writing? SAP R/3. SAP R/3. Release 3. Finished? Shh, please. Shh. Don't talk, don't discuss.